The Suicide Squad. So many people have been waiting for this to drop. They have been desperate and clamoring, not just for what they perceive to be a fun action-adventure superhero slash supervillain slash anti-hero romp that we have come to expect from the Suicide Squad, but also people were expecting the next big project from James Gunn, who happens to be Hollywood's golden boy, the guy that can be canceled and uncanceled if you say and or do the right things. I'm not going to mince a whole lot of words here, but I am going to just tell you straight up, this movie was formulaic and boring. Okay, I'll give you some of the pros. Let me give you some of the pros first. Visually, very appealing. Maybe you could call it fun. I don't even know if you can call it fun in visual appearance, but I mean, you can tell the cinematography, the photography of it all, very nice, very, clean, crisp, what you expect from James Gunn, especially what he's done in comparison to the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Some of that visual effect seems to really carry over to the Suicide Squad. So there's that. And there's that. I mean, seriously, guys, this was boring. This was a boring movie. This was not... of course, no one ever expects these type of movies to win Oscars or, maybe some type of visual effects awards or something. This was a travesty. This was horrible. I think it definitely wasn't any better than the first movie, especially not to me. All they did was decide to add in a bunch of cussing and add in a bunch of violence and add in a bunch of gore, which I guess is apropos for the circumstance. Perhaps the first movie was too softcore in that regard. I mean, you be the judge of that, obviously. But this was just violence and gore and cussing for violence and gore and cussing's sake. There was no plot movement. There was no story development, no character development. Very little character development. I will clarify that and say there was very little character development. And then the whole woke. I'm not going to say it's totally woke throughout the entire movie, but it does come through, especially towards the end when you find out who the saviors are for the villain, for the big bad villain at the end. Obviously, if you don't know by now, it's Starro. I mean, that's just what's going on. And of course, America's bad. It has to always be America is bad. Sorry for the spoiler there, but actually they're spoilers. So just be prepared for that if you're listening to this. This was not a good movie. This was not James Gunn's best work. It does remind me of some of his earlier stuff where he did go just gratuitous with the, gore for gore's sake, violence for violence sake. He has a history of that in some of his stuff. I guess with the Marvel stuff is when it really got tamed a bit more. But DC and Warner Brothers apparently just said, hey, do what you like to do, and just make it happen, Captain. So apparently he did. I am not a film critic. I mean, I'm obviously not a film critic, but I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And this was not good. As a matter of fact, I was at the bar scene in this movie, and I was messaging a fellow YouTuber and was like, look, dude, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is boring. This is just boring. Don't waste your time. And that person was about to start the movie, and they were like, well, we'll talk about it later. But there you go. This was not good. It was not fun. It was not funny. I mean, there was nothing funny about this, even from a dark humor. And then of course we have to have some type of commentary on children in here. James Gunn apparently has to recoup himself in some way, shape, form, or fashion for remarks that he has made online that made him become canceled in the first place. We have the Weasel, who is in the predicament that they're in with the Suicide Squad because they killed 27 children. And then towards the end of the movie, we have to make the Suicide Squad heroes because of the children. This is not good. Don't waste your time. Don't waste any of your time with this. You'll be much better off. Go rewatch something that you actually like. Whether it's the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff or just something completely different, because this was not good. Not good at all. I wouldn't even give it a 5 out of 10, which is basically what the first Suicide Squad was. I think the first Suicide Squad movie was actually entertaining for me somewhat. No, this was just bad and goofy and not in any good way for me. So sorry to be the Debbie Downer, but here I am. This is what I think of it. I'm not Idris Elba was totally wasted in this. Man, was he totally wasted in this. Margot Robbie, of course, she does a good Harley Quinn, but that character is so old and overused. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Now I'm just on a complaining rant here. I'm done with this. Don't waste your time with Suicide Squad. Thanks for listening. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Otherwise, take care. Have a great day. Bye.